Hey, thanks for checking out the Fuel Your Mission vlog this week. This is vlog number 23. Today's vlog is going to be about the necessity of failure. And sorry for these crazy shadows going on here. The light coming in the window is throwing a little bit of a glare in my eyes. But what I want to talk about today is this common flawed logic that we only need to embrace our successes. We only need to worry about things where we succeed and try to shuffle away and ignore the failures that we've had. This could be failures in dropping out of school. It could be failures in terms of like an actual tangible failure in terms of a grade or a class that you took that you didn't pass. It could be failing to make a sports team. It could be failing to start a business, failing to get your blog off the ground, failing to convert a customer, make a sale. I think too often in society when we go on the internet, we only are flooded with successful individuals. What I would encourage is really think about why that is. Think about the logic behind why we're only hearing about successes. I would argue first and foremost, and I'm really talking to myself, this is something that I've struggled with a lot and even still do. We're only hearing of those that are successful because in order to get massive reach and scale, you have to be put into the spotlight to grow, if that makes sense. I don't think I explained that very clearly, but what I'm saying is someone who started out writing a blog and maybe they've written 50 blogs over the last half a year, 6 months or whatever, if they're not getting into the right angles and sphere of influence, they're not going to have that massive reach, which is then in turn going to give them the impression that they're not having success. And everything really is a journey. So I would encourage you to stick with it. And I won't go into that topic. That's something for another time, certainly. But in terms of failure, and sometimes we can have this fear of failure. So to talk about why it's necessary, I'm going to really hit on three things. As I'm just glancing at my notes here for a second. But first of all, it provides the opportunity for improvement. Going back to those successful individuals that we know, that we all follow on Instagram and Twitter, Snapchat, various social channels, even here on YouTube. Failure provides the necessity and the opportunity for improvement. If we're never failing, how can we ever really get better at something? If you think about a professional athlete, if they've never lost a game and they've never been challenged competitively, are they really going to be that good for a long period of time? I would argue that they're not. Likewise, when we look at successful businesses, if they're never challenged, if there's never any competitors in that space, they're going to lose momentum. They're going to lose touch with their customer. Think about what that means for your specific situation. Obviously, I can't talk to your specific situation, but I can tell you from my experience, if I had not had some real heartbreak and some frustration around starting a business or around my career, around finances, whatever that is, I would not be the person that I am today, and I wouldn't be poised for success in the future without some of those failures. The second thing is that it creates fear. If you don't have if you don't have a healthy fear of your failures, you're really not going to be prepared for them. And what I mean by that is that if you allow fear to kind of create this stifling quitter mentality, you're going to just keep quitting. And there's a video, as I'm saying this, I'll link it below, but if you haven't seen Shia LaBeouf's Just Do It video, it's played mostly for laughs, but ironically, I've gone back to that time and time again, and there's so much truth there. It's incredible. I'd really encourage you to take that seriously. And one of the quotes that he says in there that I love is, if you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. And it's so much better in how he delivers it. But there's so much truth there. If you're afraid of failing, you are never going to reach your goals. So I think you've got to have a healthy balance where you're acknowledging that failure could happen, but you're going to embrace it and move on and be better. The last thing is that I really think that shying away from failure is really going to set you up in complete complacency. And we've talked about complacency a lot on this vlog. Complacency, in my humble opinion, is one of the worst things to encounter in your life. It means that you're unchallenged. It means that you're settling. And it means that you're probably not happy. You might tell yourself you're happy. Maybe you have a really high paying job. Maybe you get to go on some cool trips with that job or whatever. But at the end of the day, and this could be applied to school, college, whatever. But at the end of the day, when you're alone and you're reflecting on your thoughts, there's something that's missing. And I do think firmly that being risk averse, or as we talk about here, just striving away from failure, that's going to set you up to be complacent for your entire life and really cripple you. So that's kind of the takeaway: is embrace failure, learn from it, and move on. Thanks for checking out the vlog. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to drop a couple here in a row. As always, please subscribe, give me feedback, and good luck. Thanks.